Hello everybody, welcome back to StraightA, Dawson here, with another, kind of episode of a little tier list episode. I like doing these every now and then about different topics, and I got a different topic here for you today, as you see from the title. But before we get to all of that, please leave a like down below and leave a comment down below to let us know what you want to see from the channel, as well as subscribe and hit that bell notification icon to always be alerted when we have a new video out. We typically try to go for 5 videos a week. Please join us for all the great series that we're trying to put on, as well as our predictions, power rankings, NFL Imperialism, which should be out pretty soon here. And please join us in the other amazing content we're putting out, like quizzes. Either way, I have a little topic here today, a little fun one for today. I've already done my favorite teams, QB tier list, stuff like that. But today, I want to rank each of the teams' logos, the current NFL teams' logos. A lot of these haven't changed really in substantial ways in a while, and I really want to see like what are my feelings, what are the vibes from all these logos that we currently have in the NFL. And personally, I have a lot of hot takes when it comes to these. I have 7 different categories. Perfection, so oh yeah, this logo, amazing. Wouldn't change it, never will change it, never would want to see it changed, whatever. Smoking, so like smoking hot, I like to see it, it's smoking, it's got that glaze to it. I'm ready for it. I love it. Looking good, so like, kind of looking good looking or whatever. It's just kind of like, it's good, so like pretty awesome. Suitable is just like, hey, you know what, you do the job, you step up to the plate. That's all we can really ask. And it's just like, I have no like particular hard feelings against it, but I'm just like, like it exists, I guess. You're not that guy, pal. It's just, yikes. These are starting to look pretty bad. And then just no. There's a couple I think that could be in, like they need a very big change. And I will say this fully, well, it has a heads up here. There are a lot of iconic logos in this batch that I am going to be very harsh on. Because as much as I love letters and I love the alphabet, come on, you can be a little bit better than that. So I could definitely see a better logo being used for them for the future. So I know they're iconic, I know they're great, I know they're from great teams from a long time, but like, come on, we gotta find that marketing a little bit better for those teams. Beside the point, let's get right into things, and I'll scroll down here so you can see a little bit more of the teams. Start off with the Saints. Saints are looking good, man. I don't know. I like the kind of like kind of the New Orleans type of style, the intrigue there with the kind of the spike, kind of like a good Saints. If you ever played Saints Row, of course, I like that just because I played a lot of Saints Row. So having that being the Saints, Saints logo literally. So it's kind of nice. I like the little poke at the top there. I like the colors, very unique colors there because it's more golden. And it's kind of shaped up. I almost kind of want to put in smoking, just because I think it's just so elegantly designed. There's kind of a little bit of like complexity there with like the curls and how it's shaped, but like at the same time, I think it's just looking good. I think there's a lot of logos down here I'm looking at, and I'm like, I put a lot of these logos up in more probably. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put the Saints logo in smoking. I think this is like simplicity at its best. There's a lot of other ones that you can put a little bit more complexity in, and you're like, okay, that's good, whatever. Oh, Norton, come on, bro. I'm recording a video, and honestly, this one's kind of like simplicity at its best. It might be at the end of smoking, but like, man, I kind of like it. I just really enjoy just the Saints logo. This feels iconic. Feels good to put on helmets. Feels good to just represent on your field or whatever. Granted, it's not really used on the field, I guess. But still, I love the Saints logo. I'm putting up there and smoking. Moving on to the Dolphins, and honestly, I'm looking at a lot of these other logos, and I see a couple. I know there's 2 definitely that I'm putting in the S tier or the perfection tier, and I think the Dolphins is going to be one of them. I just love, again, this one I feel like it can be in smoking. I kind of put myself in this really big, conundrum, just because I feel like I have nothing wrong with this. The Saints logo I think is a little too simple to be in perfection, but like I think this Dolphins logo, for one, I just think it's cool. Like it's got the circle shape, like basically kind of like a background in the shape of a sun, kind of like for Miami, like how it's sunny there. You got Dolphins who are off the coast of Florida, and the color schemes are nice. It's really good. It looks good on a helmet. It looks awesome, honestly, and I have no complaints about it. The Dolphin looks really good, and I've seen some of the more hyper realistic Dolphin, not hyper realistic, but like more caricatured Dolphin in the past that the Dolphins have had, and this is just a little bit simpler and a little bit better to the point, and the sun in the background just makes it amazing. I love the Dolphins logo. I love the Dolphins colors. So I'm going to put this in perfection. I'll be honest with you. I think it's hard to really put it to anything else. Baltimore Ravens, I'm gonna put in looking good. I think it's a suitable looking good. I say suitable as basically one of the titles here. But I'm putting it in looking good. And I think it's because I love the Raven, but that B, like, it fits well enough where I'm not like dragging it down or dragging it and thinking it's bad. It just feels weird to me. Granted, I feel like it'd be weird without the B. So like, I don't know how to feel about it. I like the Raven. The Raven looks good. The color scheme looks good. And I don't know how I feel about the color of the B. I'll be honest with you. I know it kind of outlines a little bit of the secondary color of the Ravens, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't know. It just feels something that feels like it's just going down from smoking, but still looking good. You know, if I see that logo, I'm saying it's looking pretty good. Meanwhile, we get the Bengals, and I'm just gonna put "You're Not That Guy, Pal" for the Bengals. The thing that keeps it above is the color, kind of the stripes here for like the Bengal, you know, like a cap, basically a tiger. And the reason I'm putting that "You're Not That Guy, Pal" is because it's a letter, but at least it has potential here. Like its old logo of like the little tiger would be like pretty, like, and looking good, honestly. Maybe suitable, but like the B with just like the stripes on it, like, I mean, come on, it's cool, I guess, it's fine. It's not like just no for me, but it's like, you're not that guy, man. Come on, you're just not that guy. Simple to the point. Now the Broncos logo. Now, but again, I've said this many times before, but I'm a Broncos fan, so I'm a little biased to things. But I actually don't think it's the best looking logo in the NFL. I'm gonna put it above the Ravens and looking good. At the very least, I don't think I'm gonna put in smoking just because I like the Broncos logo, but honestly, and the colors, I feel like there's a lot more you can do with it, and I kind of, I don't know how to critique my own logo. Is really what I'm getting at here. It could be in smoking. It really could be, and maybe I should just put it in smoking just because I think that's what really maybe where it is. More so, but I feel like I'm trying to hold back my bias a little bit because I like the mane. I like the way the neck is kind of like shaped with like kind of almost like a veiny type look because they're kind of using the contrast in the background to maybe make it more transparent, but also show off like the veins. But maybe the face. Honestly, it's the face that kind of pulls me back. Is that I look at the old Denver logos, and of course this is a step up from those. But like it's just. That face kind of makes me feel a little bit weird. There's just things that hold me back from it. That's like, it's not really smoking. It's more like you're looking pretty good. I'd swipe right on Tinder, but like, I don't know if I'd really like be, really pulling out all my lines for you, So it's a little bit above the Ravens just because I think the Broncos is still probably one of the better looking logos in the NFL. But again, it's just something to kind of hold me back, maybe face wise. Maybe it just doesn't feel complete. I think it's really cool. I think it's iconic. But I guess less so iconic, but I think it's looking good. Simple and to the point. New York Giants, just no. I mean, come on, man. Like, you're an NY for New York. You're not even in New York. You're in New Jersey. You got the outlines. The colors aren't even that good, in my opinion. Like, I don't even know inversely how this would look. Probably look better red and blue. So red primary and blue, secondary. But it just does not look good. The NY, this does not do it for me. So I'm putting this in just no. Then you have the Vikings. Honestly, this is a perfection. I didn't even realize I forgot this logo existed when I was even talking about the two others I think are in perfection. And the Vikings logo, that is just so freaking cool to me. Like, this is probably the most complex logo in the NFL, just because like you got all the like little braids, you got the lines to put in for the hair, then you got like the horns look really nice, like the colors look like they're amazingly contrasted. Of course, the Vikings are purple, nice little purple headband to kind of introduce it. You got the yellow golden kind of look, the golden locks type look, and I just think when I see that, I'm like, dude, that's a team you don't want to mess with. I definitely think it's above the Dolphins, and I'm trying to think whether it's going to be above the other two that I'm looking down there. Like, maybe they're in perfection. But, like, the Vikings in general, this feels really cool as a logo to me. It feels kind of unique, too. Like, you don't see many other, like, guy faces. Like, when you look at, like, somebody like the Raiders, who kind of have a guy or kind of some sort of figure of some sort, and Buccaneers maybe even before, like this, the Viking looks so much better than like the Raiders guy, and it just blows my mind. The only reason I'm kind of hesitating whether I do want to put this in perfection is whether I think it's I think it's a great logo or great looking item. Is it the best logo? And you know what? Let's do something on the fly here that I want to do. Vikings logo uniform. I don't know. I like helmet. There we go. Actually, let's go with helmet. How does it look on a helmet? Oh, it's the horns. That's right. They do the horns for that. And that's so dope, though. That's kind of dope, though. like when you look at this and like I'm looking at this, like that's actually kind of cool. It does look awkward on the helmet just as a logo itself, but I forgot they just put the Viking horns on it, which is kind of dope. And now I'm just kind of scrolling through here like, man, but they don't use the logo for its actual purpose. Meanwhile, if you look at like the Miami Dolphins, I believe they do, right? I mean, which is kind of do some investigating, right? I mean, whoops, boop. Like, let's just kind of do investigating. Like, look at that. I think that's slick, and that looks good. So you know what? Actually, you know what? That's what I'm gonna hesitate. I think it's a cool logo, but we're not just looking at the helmet and how the horns look on it, because I think that's dope. Honestly, probably looking ahead of time on that is that the actual horns on the helmet and the kind of comparison there probably feel like one of the most dope helmet designs in that way. But I'm holding it back now and rethinking all of this. It's a amazing like little picture, but maybe it isn't the best logo, if you know what I mean. It's still smoking. Like, you know when like someone's out of place at a bar or whatever, like they just look really upscale and they're like in a downtown, more country bar. It's like you're still smoking, but there's something a little off with you. You're not perfection because you're not what I'm used to. And that's kind of how I describe the Vikings logo now that I'm kind of talking it through. Because I honestly, like I said, didn't even think about this one even being in perfection before I just saw it next up. So I'm going to keep this in smoking. Top of smoking. I'm going to put it right above the Saints because I feel like it's again just missing that like little piece for me to go in perfection, and I think it's just probably above the Saints. So let's go with that. I'm okay with that. Rams, I'm gonna put this in It's just so disappointing because I love the Ram logo. Like I think it'd probably be looking good. Probably wouldn't be smoking or anything, but like the Ram logo for St. Louis and all that was so good. But this is just letters. The reason why it's above these two is because I like the more creative design when it comes to the color contrast, and the swirls kind of keep the more Ram aspect of it. So I'm a little bit more okay with that. It looks a little bit better to me than the Bengals, which is just a B. At least with this, it's LA. They're actually in LA, so I mean, I guess you give them that. They are in LA, right? I mean, Los Angeles Rams, obviously, but their stadium's actually in LA, or at least close enough, right? Oh, maybe I shouldn't judge ahead of time, but at least it's not a whole nother state. So let's get that out of the way. But I kind of like how they keep a little bit of the Rams old part of it, so that's why it's kind of not just in pseudo, like it doesn't go in You're Not That Guy Pal, because you kind of still have that resemblance, but you're just to me, you know. So I'll keep it in Meanwhile, you got the Buccaneers logo, and dude, it's smoking. It's a smoking good one. I mean, that's just when you have a flag with a freaking pirates and like cross beam like here. That's amazing. A smoking hot logo. The reason why I'm kind of holding it back, it just seems, honestly, I don't know why I'm holding it back, to be honest with you. Other than the fact that maybe, you know what, actually looking at this, taking a double take, maybe it's just not off center, like it just feels like the sword, the hilt part of it maybe feels too long. And I like more rounded logos that feel symmetrical. Well, this doesn't feel symmetrical, but it's kind of looking good. Man, it is, I think, still in smoking, just because I don't know if I like the flag aspect of it. Maybe if it was just like, but then again, the sword hilt part is really cool. But again, I like symmetrical. I like symmetrical logos that are just boom, you can put them on there. And honestly, let's take a look at the Bucks NFL helmet design, because I think how it looks on a helmet, I don't know why I keep on misspelling helmet, by the way, is really important. I definitely like it better than the old logo, which that's kind of cool, but again, it kind of runs into the problem where you kind of have to use this as the main part and then kind of like hide out the sword. And that's what throws me off a little bit with this, is you kind of hide the sword. It doesn't look like symmetrical, you know, like the Dolphins look nice and round, while this one looked a little bit And honestly, I'm gonna put it in the bot, like below Saints, because if you look at the Saints, like Saints NFL helmet, like it just feels nice. It just feels nice. It's got the golden part, and the logo's adding to the helmet more than like taking away from it, and that's what I kind of like about it. Then then again, we're just looking at the logo also. So I'm going to put in still smoking because I think itself, kind of like the Vikings logo, for almost like opposite reasons. The Vikings logo is great as a logo, like it's just as a whatever, but it's maybe not the best suitable logo that they could ever be. While the Bucks is a great looking thing as well, but just less. Well, I guess they're both for the same reason. Honestly, the Buccaneers just does not feel like a logo quite yet, at least not the shape of it. And maybe if they just had the flag, or something similar, maybe a dagger through the, like, I don't know. There's a couple of things you could play with for this, but this feels not symmetrical enough for me. I do like the pirate design, which maybe puts it above the Saints again. Saints is simple and to the point and smoking. I just think it's simple, effective, and good. So I'm going to put the Bucks actually slightly above the Saints. Lions, oh man, Lions logo. This one I have a lot of feelings about, because I have a lot of good feelings and perfection. I also have a lot of like, because it's almost like, it's like, I'm not going to put it in suitable. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Like, it's, Lions are cool, but like also the way they use the blue and white, I get it. It's, you know, kind of iconic, because obviously it's been the Lions forever, but like, or like this kind of color scheme. But like, I don't know how I really feel about a blue lion, you know? And I like the lion. I like how it's kind of shaped and like good, and like it's got a little bit of detail to it, and it's effective. Like it looks good on a helmet, and the color schemes add to it a little bit. This feels unnatural to me. I don't know how I really feel like it, and this is kind of the one that I think that objectively I should put a little bit higher, like in looking good at least. But I'm gonna put it in. No, I'm gonna put it in looking good because I do think it looks good. But I don't think it's smoking. I think there's just something a little bit weird off with it. And I think I'd put it above the Ravens. Honestly, would I put it above the Broncos? Broncos just feels long. Well, this one feels kind of more I'm going to put it top of looking good. I will put top of looking good. This feels weird to me. I know I said like the blue looks good on the Dolphins, but like for some reason with the Lions logo, it throws me off. And the white is used well. I will give it that. The outline looks fine and all that, but it just feels weird to me, and I just kind of puts it down like off that smoking tier for me. Meanwhile, you guys just know I'll put this right below the New York Giants. The Bears have the worst logo in NFL history. I don't care how iconic it is. I don't care about any of that. It just, the orange is fine, I guess, but you can put that with almost any color. I guess the orange is one of the better colors you can use for it, but like it's just a C, dude. C for Chicago. Dude, you can do so many. You have the Chicago Bears. You know how cool of a bear you can make with a logo or something? Like, I don't know. This is just disappointing, and just no. You're not that guy, and just no. Right there at the top, I'm going to put the San Francisco 49ers. What's a 49er? What's a 49er? I don't know what you can really make a logo of for this. I put this here. Honestly, I'll put it at the bottom of You're Not That Guy. I think, because I think I like the Bengals like stripes more than the 49ers. Like it's just a circle, it's like, you know, oval really, with a golden outline, red in the background, SF for San Francisco, which is kind of cool, I guess. But like you don't do anything interesting. I don't know what a 49er is. I like, what was like? Let's look at the 49ers NFL helmet real quick. Like that looks fine to me. It looks good. 49ers NFL old NFL. I don't know. I want to see what the 49ers used to be. I should know this, but like these always used to be a 49er. What's a 49er? I just don't get it. And so that's why it goes so far down for me too. So I just don't get the logo, I guess. It's just SF and circle. It's pretty cool, I guess, but like it's not good looking. It's not like a unique idea. It's just there you go, SF. Nothing new. We're gonna put the Eagles logo in perfection. This is one of the easy ones for me. Again, it kind of fits all the criteria there. I'm actually gonna probably put it as the best logo we have so far. And I also like it's unique. It's the only one that really faces left. If of the logos that kind of face a direction of some sort, it's the only one that faces left, which is really damn cool. I mean, it's the Eagles. It's a simple, effective, just enough design. The colors are used pretty well because you have the green that's just highlighting the eagle enough to make it kind of that green hue. It's designed probably the most perfect logo. You know, even past the Dolphins, which I think maybe is a little too. If they can do a little bit more, maybe if you had a little bit more shaded in the sun or something, I'm not too sure what would work. But the Eagles logo just feels good. It just, when I see that, I see a football team. And honestly, actually, I'm kind of curious what the Eagles logo kind of looks like on a helmet. Like, again, okay, that's right. Some of these, I always forget. I'm like, okay, some of these actually just have like the wings or the horns, which maybe that hurts it though. Maybe that hurts. I kind of hurt the Vikings. Granted, I didn't see it on a helmet. Granted, I feel like you could, man, I feel like you can make it look good on there. But then again, it's the the wings look good. But again, I'm looking at the logo itself when you're seeing it out there, and the Vikings, I feel like it could look really good on there. But you know what? I will give the Dolphins slightly higher just because at least on the Dolphins logo, it can fit on a helmet. It can look good. Well, the Eagles is a good logo, but can't fit on a helmet. Maybe that's best, or they don't use it for the helmet, so whatever. We'll keep it in perfection, but like we'll keep it a notch below the Dolphins. Raiders, I'm not going to shit on the Raiders. I like the Raiders enough. I don't like how maybe it says Raiders up there. I think it's the only... Okay, Steelers says Steelers. And I guess maybe it's going to be a common theme because I think the Steelers and the Raiders are going to go in the same category. Okay, here's the deal with the Raiders. I'm a Raiders hater because they're in my division and I don't like the Raiders. But beside that, the Shield and the Raiders word doesn't do it for me. Does not do it for me. What does it for me is that guy right there with the eye patch and the swords. That's pretty damn cool. Honestly, if that was just the logo itself, it'd probably be at least looking good. Probably, maybe. I'm not too sure. I'll be honest. Until I see it on its own. But then it just feels like you're doing too much with the background. Why is there a shield that you're a pirate, you're a raider, you know? And you're saying Raiders on the top. Like, no, I mean, if you had to say what your logo is or say what your team is without this, you know, being it, I guess. And I guess, like, for example, the Buccaneers. Like, is that, like, clearly a Buccaneer? Like, if this is a Viking, this is an Eagle. I think most people could figure out this is a Saint. Most people could figure out Ravens, Broncos, Lions. But, like, then what's this? Then what's this? What's this? And that's kind of when we're really getting down into, like, okay, if I can't tell you what your team is, like, not the city you're from, but, like, what your team is, then I got a problem with it. But at the same time, it adds to it enough where I'm not, like, a hater on the Shield. I'm not a hater on the Raiders but I'm not a big fan of it either. So I'm going to put it in suitable and just leave it there. And honestly, while we're on the topic of it, I'm going to put the Steelers. Oh, man, do I put the Steelers above the Raiders or do I put the Raiders above the Steelers? Steelers more iconic, but it's probably a little bit worse in my opinion. Circle, it's you know, what's called symmetrical. It says Steelers. I like the 3 stars that they have on it. Yellow, red, and blue is kind of unique in that regard. But I'm going to put it right below the Raiders. It's simple. It's effective. At least they're doing a little bit with the stars. I mean, I know it's just a circle with honestly, it's just a gray circle, white in the middle, and all these 3 different stars. But at least they're trying to do something other than, like, the letters of the team or the letters of the city. At least they're putting stars in it and not just, like, you know, I guess the Bengals in that way kind of does it, but because man, I'm trying to be like a hypocrite too. I'm trying to be fair to all these logos because the Rams logo does something unique, and maybe that's why it should go in suitable, honestly. And maybe the Steelers going Oh, man, because it's really, when you break it down, it's a gray outline on a white circle that has 3 stars of different colors in the Steelers thing. Like, that's what it is. Well, at least with LA, I can say it has, like, a Ram type thing with it. And, but the Bengals and San Francisco 49ers, I'm not, like, too fond of in that regard. So, either way, I'm gonna kind of get it moving, because I'm gonna kind of accelerate this a little bit. Steelers, I think it's simple, suitable, it's fine. Oh, but it's also to me. now that I'm talking it through, I'm kind of just like with it. And I'm going to put it below the Rams because I'm looking at the Rams. I'm like, it's better. It's better than the Steelers, I think. Now that I'm kind of looking at it. And I think this is kind of cool with the LA and Rams. I don't think it's unsuitable just yet because I just think It's got the letters. I'm not that big of a fan of it. But like the Steelers also isn't too much more. So I'm going to put it in Just, yeah, we'll keep it there. Packers. Simple. I'm gonna put you below the 49ers. Honestly, kind of want to put you in just no, but I'm trying to debate whether I do. But I like the more oval look. Then again, I kind of like the New York Giants a lot more. Do I like the Giants more? I do, just because I think I like the color scheme, but I think it's just a personal preference, so I'm not going to judge it too harshly. I'm going to put the Packers right below the San Francisco 49ers. It's cool looking G, yellow in the overall, I guess. It's cool. Washington Commanders, I'll put you probably right above the Packers, and just you're not that guy. No, basically kind of just encapsulates the Giants and Bears are just no. Like, I just don't like you in general. You're not that guy, pal. You try to do something a little bit different. Then again, the Packers don't really do anything different. Honest to God, I'm putting them below. Yeah, just no. Never mind. I take a second look with the other 3 in the same tier of the Commanders, the 49ers, and the Bengals. At least they're doing something. It feels more. I guess maybe the 49ers don't, but like this is just a letter. It's just a letter. It's literally just the letters. And the Giants, it's just NY. It's not even in a circle. It's not an oval. You don't try to add extra colors there. I'm just not a big fan of this either. And again, it's just maybe like, well, this is just a W that has an outline of red. At least they're trying to do like the little squigglies there. And the San Francisco 49ers are at least trying to do like a little oval with gold, like kind of layer it a little bit. Giants is just like a blue NY with red, and you're not even representing your team, like where you are. And I have a whole problem with that in general. But beside the point, I'm crapping on these logos and probably not making good reasons for it. But I honest to God think this is the correct tier so far. Then we have the Cardinals, and I'm going to put the Cardinals it looks good, but I'm trying to debate. What's the St. Louis Cardinals look like? What's the St. Louis Cardinals like logos? Just out of curiosity, St. Louis. Why is it not? Oh, I put NFL. Let's look at St. Louis Cardinals. Okay, well, that's pretty boring, but that's what I was looking for. This little thing. I think that's pretty cool. I think this is slightly better. Is this better than the Saints? I'd say no. Probably just below the Saints. I like the simplicity of it, but also just really like the Saints. It's really just hard to go above the Saints, but it's also smoking good, I think. Because if you kind of compare, I don't know. I just like this logo better. It's simpler. It's circular. It's good. It's simple. And I think it's kind of what the Broncos, Ravens, and Lions fail to do. Is that they're complex in their own way, but like they're just maybe do too much. Well, I think the Cardinals find that nice middle ground of like they're starting to get that little bit of intrigue you got in it, but otherwise no. There's some complex ones like the Vikings and the Buccaneers. I think that do well. Eagles, I think are a little bit more complex. Even then, you could argue that most of these, maybe outside the Vikings, are kind of like almost like the Cardinals. Like they do just enough with the complexity, while these just maybe don't do the complexity right. And again, the Lions might just be me being a little harsh. Anyway, beside the point. Sorry. The Bills, I think you're looking good. I don't know. I think you're nothing special, but you're just simple enough. I don't think there's enough going on for me to really say you're smoking, but you're looking good. Simple to the point. It's a bison with some sort of like rein here, you know, where you're kind of like running the reins of the Bills here. It's a good color scheme. I like it. It's just simple enough where it does better than these guys, but probably not in smoking tier, so I'm okay with it. The Falcons. This one's also a weird one because it's a metal bird to me. It's always looked like the metal birds to me. So I don't know if I'm really a big fan of it in smoking, but like I think it's still looking good. It probably looks, you know what? No, it's unsuitable. I think it's unsuitable. The more I'm looking at it, and like I knew it wouldn't be in smoking, but like it was kind of looking good. But when I compare it to like the Ravens and Broncos, I'm just like, you're maybe doing a little too much. You're a metal bird, and I think I'll put you above the Raiders with suitable. You know what? No, I'm going to put you below the Raiders in suitable. Because I like the Raiders a little bit more, I think. Yeah, I just think it does too much. It looks like a metal bird. I mean, not a big fan of this. I'm granted they're trying to be unique from like an eagle look type bird or something like that, or the Ravens. But I'm just going to put you in suitable. You're fine. Not too much to say there. Kind of similar to Seahawks. I guess I can kind of put you there. But I don't know. Something feels wrong. It feels too skinny. It feels fine, but like it feels maybe a little too skinny. I'll put you in the top. Put you above the Raiders. I do think you're a little bit better than the Raiders, but I definitely think the Lions, Broncos, Ravens are all kind of better. And not necessarily in its own tier, but it's because it's kind of close. But it just feels like it's too skinny. It's trying to be something that's not, I guess. So it's just suitable. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe this one because the Patriots kind of similar to this. There's a lot of these I just don't have a whole lot of feelings for. Like, I just don't love the Seahawks. When I compare it to the Ravens here, and I'm just like, I like the Ravens a bit better. Patriots kind of same deal. I'm putting next to these guys, and I'm like, they're simple, but like, there's not anything too special. I think I put you, above the Falcons, maybe just below the Raiders. That feels kind of good to me. The Seahawks, then the Raiders, then the Patriots. I mean, that feels fine to me because these two look more like logos. Well, these two feel like there's like more suitable, almost in the ant tier. But I'm not quite in the ants here with these guys because I think the Patriots has a good foundation. I think it's trying to do something good, fine. The Browns. I'll just put it there because it looks symmetrical for a second. I'm gonna put you below the Bengals. I guess it's the helmet. At least with the elf probably be at least an because it's a little bit more unique, I guess. But like you can almost put an but like it's just a helmet. It's just a helmet. It's at least they're doing something better, and at least with the Commanders, like the Commanders before probably would be in just no because it's just a football team or whatever. But I think the Browns does just enough. I'm putting it below the Bengals because like a helmet and an alphabet kind of seem very similar to me, but like maybe the helmet went in a letter done right, and a helmet kind of go in the same category for me. But I like the Bengals more stripes better. I don't know. It's almost an ants here for me, but I think you're not that guy. Texans. I think you're looking good. Honestly, you're kind of smoking to me. Maybe? Are you smoking to me? I'm really debating this because I think it looks better. It's either the top of looking good or it's kind of like, are you better than the Cardinals? That's the question I'm going to ask because I don't think you're better than the Saints. and I'm going to assume the trademark's not there. We're going to kind of hide the trademark there. I'm kind of looking at them. I'm kind of liking it. I really like the Texas logo. I think it's simple, but like it got like a Lone Star State type deal. It's got the two contrasting colors, and it looks, in the shape of it, just looks simple and to the point. I kind of like it. You know what? I'm going to put it above the Cardinals and smoking. I think it's really smoking. Looking good. Kansas City Chiefs. I do like the arrowhead. And I think the Redskins not being a team anymore, or at least being the actual representation for the Commanders now, helps this team a lot. Just because I feel like otherwise, Kansas City Chiefs, I'm like, well, are you really a Chief if you got the Redskins too? But I think this helps it a lot more. And this is a letter done right. And I'm gonna put it in looking good. This is when the letter is done right, because with the San Francisco 49ers, it's an oval. Simple and to the point. It's an oval with the SF of its city. Then comparatively, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. It's literally just a shape that has KC in it. And it's literally almost like in the same thing. The S is slightly above the C, or sorry, S is slightly above the F, K is slightly above the C. What's so big and different for this is Kansas City Chiefs, like, Indian tribal chief who now has arrowhead, looks good on a logo, and it's a different shape. It's a unique shape. It's an arrowhead. And I just think that's what puts it in looking good. I'm not going to put it in smoking, because I don't think it's smoking good. But honestly, it's kind of just at the bottom of looking good for me, because, like, honestly, go above the Ravens. I'll probably be biased and keep it below the Broncos. But, like, honestly, you could probably put it all the way up here for me. Honestly, it kind of looks good there, too. Comparatively to the Lions, because at least this looks good on a logo, or looks good on a helmet, while this maybe looks more awkward to me. But that Kansas City feels natural. I like the Bison for the Bills a lot better. So I won't say a lot better, but I like it better. So I'm gonna put the Kansas City Chiefs in looking good near the top. And it's, again, just this doing it right. Like if you compare it to the Rams, this is doing something a little bit unique, but I feel like it's a little off. But it's doing something good with the team. Looks good on a helmet. Has the KC on it, but it just looks good. It looks like it's overall building up the state of the logo. Simple to the point. People are gonna hate me for this, but oh man, is it going looking good or shootable? It's almost like the Saints, where it's looking good. Like it's simple but effective. Like again, it's the Lone Star State. The blue looks good. It's just a shape though, so it's kind of just suitable. You know what? I'm okay with putting it in suitable. I'm top of suitable. I think it looks good there. Saints, like I said, I'm loving the logo. I'm loving the color scheme. Well, the Cowboys, maybe it's a little bit too simple. Maybe you could do a little bit more, but like suitable, definitely. Chargers, again, this one always felt so awkward. Like, dude, honestly, I almost want to put that You're Not That Guy, top of You're Not That Guy, just because, like, that describes it perfectly. You're just not that guy. Like, what the heck? I know some logos have, like, the Chargers right below it or something, but that doesn't help it. That doesn't help it at all. It makes it look weirder. And it'd almost be fitting if I put it in But, like, honestly, I kind of like the Steelers better than the Chargers. I kind of like the Bengals above the Chargers. Kind of like the Browns above the Chargers. I'm going to put the Chargers down, You're Not That Guy, pal, below the Browns. Because, like, it's just so skinny and awkward. And I get it. It's a Thunderbolt. It's cool. Whatever. It's not that guy. New York Jets, I mean, you're literally just saying the team again. You're in an oval, but at least in the shape of a football that kind of goes with the stripes. If you notice, the New York Jets kind of goes like almost like in a stripe pattern for like how you'd hold a football. So I kind of like it in that regard.
I'm Joanna. And I'm Clea. Welcome to the Helmeted House. This is the entryway with
oh, nice. We got an ad. I was like, what the hell's playing? What the hell's still playing?
This is
all right, we're going to mute you, whatever you are for you guys. And I'm going to turn all my freaking thing down because Joanna over here wants to be fucking something. Damn. All right. Well, that was a nice little intermission there. I'm going to keep that in. So like it's a little bit more unique, honestly, but just as New York Jets. That's what throws me off. It's just simply New York Jets. So I'm just gonna put an because you're on the edge of greatness, but you're just not there yet. Panthers, it's easily probably the best logo in the NFL. Second best logo in the NFL. Because this is it's simple. It's just complex enough. Got the veins. It's like the Broncos done right. Honest to God, if the Broncos are the Panthers, this would be the logo for the Broncos. It just looks good. Love the color scheme. It's almost like a shadowy thing. It's a panther. I love it. I love the Panthers logo. Simple to the point. I'm not gonna say much about it. The Titans. Sorry. Below. Maybe it's just suitable. I think it's just suitable for me. Then again, kind of like the Flames, but then it's like, what's a Titan? And it's like it's not quite. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in suitable. It's fine. I don't have much. I feel like there's a lot of different feelings I have for it. The flames are kind of cool, but outside the flames, you're just a T with 3 stars around it. It doesn't really represent Titan too much to me. It doesn't really represent the Titans. I feel like there's a lot more you can do with it, but it's suitable. It's fine. Flaming Titans, cool. Colts, it's just nah. Like, at least you're doing something different. Honestly, I'll put you above the Steelers, below the Rams. At least you're doing something with it, I guess. But I feel like some sort of horse. I know we already have the Broncos, but we also have like 4 or 5 different birds. So, like, roll with it. Do something unique. But easily, this is the best logo in the NFL, the Jaguars. And maybe this is almost on the too complex side of things. But I love how they just implement all the colors and just perfectly putting it into what a Jaguar would look like. It's a Jaguar with a couple different, abnormalities or whatever, and made it simply a Jaguars logo. It looks fierce. It looks like a team's logo. It looks like a sports team's logo. If I'm entering that person's, stadium and I see that, I'm impressed. Panthers, same case. Dolphins, a little bit less so, but still impressed. Eagles, maybe a little bit less so, still impressed. And then you got all the different other tiers. I feel very good about this because this is the perfect encapsulation of how I feel about each of these logos. Perfection feels like you are, to the T, a NFL team logo. 100%. You look good. You should never change it. Smoking, you're looking really good. There's something maybe slightly wrong. Either you're just not doing you're not doing enough, you're doing too much, or just maybe, just too, you're good. Smoking still isn't like the category of like, I wouldn't change you probably. Looking good kind of goes in like, I wouldn't mind some minor perfections, like, changing it up a little bit and doing something a little bit more that could help enhance you, or just redesigning it a little bit and going with the same concept and keeping it going. Either way, looking good, I still wouldn't be mad if you kept it long term. Suitable is just like, you could keep it. I would say there's probably more benefit in doing something good or something different with it, just because I feel like all of that is just, I'm not mad at it, but I just don't feel great about it. And it means you need to change it. You're on the edge of something good, but you just need to do something different with it. You're not that guy, pal, means overhaul in terms of like, you just need to take that concept you have and redesign. Simple to the point. Just know it just means just scrap it and just go back to the drawing board. Figure out something different. And that's my tier list of all the different NFL logos, designs. And I'm pretty happy with this. Very happy. With that said, I will be peacing out, guys. Thanksgiving week, of course, I'm going to try to get a bunch of videos out, ready to record or ready to be uploaded so I can kind of enjoy my week as well. So be looking out for week 12 predictions, power rankings. NFL Imperialism should be almost finished. I'm almost finished with the production of it all. And then we'll kind of roll it out. Plus, there should be a quiz or two that's going to be uploaded this week. Maybe a different type of playoff prediction thing. We're working on some things right now. I've got to do it really quickly on Monday night and Tuesday. So a little bit of work for me to do, but looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if you want to see anything else. StraightA Dawson, out. See you guys.